performance of LeBron last night?
First of all, the man had a triple-double. So it wasn't a bad performance, let's be clear. Was it a Herculean performance? No. Was it a sensational performance? No. You can say that because they lost. You can say that because they needed his offense more than they needed the diverse skill sets that he brought to the table in the fourth quarter. But it was still a very good performance. But again, I don't think LeBron had a bad fourth quarter. You shoot 50% in the fourth quarter and grab 7 rebounds. That is not a bad performance. Sure. Yep. See, this is, again, I'm going to reiterate my point. Yep. The problem with the big three is you're the big three. If one of you is being left open and dared to produce, it is not a crime for others to sit there and look at you and say, okay, they're daring you. Yep. If I'm LeBron and I got people trapping me, if I'm D. Wade and I got a Manu Ginobili on me, but they are leaving Chris Bosh wide open, then I can't look at the Miami Heat and say, well, they just didn't show up in the fourth quarter. The dude that took the most shots was Chris Bosh, and he hit 20%. That is unacceptable. And I like Chris Bosh, and I know he can play, but he's got to play better. They didn't have a bad fourth quarter. Sure. LeBron's performance was big time. It wasn't as big as he's capable of doing, but 18, 18, and 10. I'm not about to sit here and talk about this man with any degree of negativity. He showed up in the NBA Finals. He needed help.
So what's the performance grade?
B plus, A minus.
Okay.
B plus, because I thought he played a complete game against a complete team who is geared to stop him. And he looked at other dudes, expecting them to step up. Dwayne Wade stepped up in the first half. Ray Allen stepped up in the first half. Nobody else really stepped up in the second half. And there's an APB out for Chris Bosh in that fourth quarter.
Okay.
B plus, A minus.
I'm going to give LeBron James a B minus for last night.
Minus?
This was a classic case of why I've always said the triple-double is the most overrated stat in all of basketball. You should have to have at least 20 points to have a triple-double. I don't like it when you can creep into the double digits in points.
Tomato,
wait, hold on just a second. My point is, I cannot quibble, obviously, with 18 rebounds. That's spectacular. 10 assists last night. Sure. That's pretty spectacular. 18 points I can quibble with, and I will, because I got to tell you, I tweeted right after the game, I thought LeBron James was strangely passive on offense. I am rooting against him. I'm scared to death of him in the fourth quarter. He, like you said, he didn't have a bad fourth quarter. He took only 4 shots. Tony Parker took 8 shots in the fourth quarter. This is LeBron James. I was fearful he would go off for 15 points in the fourth quarter. Kawhi Leonard cannot stop LeBron James in the post. He can't keep him from the basket. He's too light in the behind. He didn't have enough meat on his bones. He did a fine job of hanging with LeBron for most of the game. He contested him well outside the paint, where LeBron would drift out. He was 1 for 7 outside the paint, just for the record. Not very good. But when he attacked, could anybody on the Spurs keep him from the hoop? No, nobody could. He should have done it more. He deferred to a fault again because he was trying to keep D. Wade and Bosh involved.
He was trying to keep them involved, Skip, but I also saw LeBron James in the post, and then the next thing you know, you saw a Tim Duncan or Tiago Splitter easing over to help out Kawhi Leonard because they know what you just said. Kawhi Leonard's a bit light in the behind, and as a result, he can't defend LeBron in the post. So what is LeBron supposed to do? Just sit there and jack up shots anyway? No, not when you got 2 $100 million players playing with you. Let's put this in perspective. Mike Miller, we thought he was going to retire last year because the man couldn't stand up straight because his bad back was just messing with him. He dropped 7 3-pointers in the NBA Finals closeout game 5. He comes back this year. I don't know what they did. They didn't even have surgery on him. Whatever healing powers he engaged in, he was fine. He's out on the court. Ray Allen, statistically, is the most lethal 3-point shooter in NBA history. He is out on the floor. You have Dwayne Wade, who is a star. He is out on the floor. You got Chris Bosh. He is out on the floor. If you are LeBron James, why would you force it against Tim Duncan with Splitter in the post, helping out Kawhi Leonard when you've got pieces around you who are open?
Okay, just for the record, big picture. Let's do the final box. LeBron James took a total of 16 shots for this game.
He's got to shoot more.
Chris Bosh took 16 shots. Dwayne Wade took 15 shots.
Okay. Yeah.
Tell me what's wrong with that picture.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what's right with that picture. You asked the wrong question. I'm gonna tell you what's right with that picture. You're Dwayne Wade. You're Chris Bosh. You bring up the fact that y'all need more touches. You got it.
You got it.
What happened? Now, as you move forward, as this NBA Finals progresses, you can't go back to that now. Because if I give you the ball and we're not getting it done, then when I step up and I decide to be assertive, you cannot come at me with, we need to have the ball.
Fair point here.